Many Venezuelans have spent years demanding change, but democracy isn't part of the current U.S. plan.
Even, with this removal of Maduro, some people I've been speaking to, you can see that they're hopeful that something would change. But now what happened? Maduro's team is still in power.
Many Venezuelans rebelled against the Maduro regime, demanding change in the 2024 elections. But the U.S. hasn't ousted Maduro to serve the demands of Venezuelans. It says it plans to run Venezuela and has left the Maduro regime in place, threatening it to follow Washington's orders or face even heavier U.S. military strikes.
It feels surreal. What surprised me was the lack of resistance from the Venezuelan military, and that's raising questions, that's was there someone inside who collaborated with the U.S. government?
While many people around the world and in Venezuela protested the U.S. kidnapping of Maduro, many Venezuelans were relieved to see him gone.
There's an interesting, duality going on, right? Because you see people in the first world protesting against what the U.S. did in Venezuela, right? Because they're saying, this is a violation of the rule of law, which is true, yeah? But you see Venezuelans, the ones who can protest, celebrating that this authoritarian leader who's put hundreds of people in prison, who's shut down the media, celebrating that he's gone. So how do you reconcile both things? Because both crowds are right in some sense.
With the regime still in place, most Venezuelans are scared to go onto the streets to demand change.
After the election in 2024, hundreds of people were arrested for protesting against the government staying in power despite very clear evidence that they lost the election. So this has really intimidated people. Paramilitary groups that support the Venezuelan Socialist Party have been doing rounds around the street in Caracas too on their motorbikes, sometimes with guns, and it's a form of intimidation. It's like to tell the rest of the population, we don't want a revolt here, stay in your house.
And even if Venezuelans risk their lives to demand democracy, the U.S. hasn't signaled it will listen.
Trump did not clearly mention that there was going to be a transition to free elections, to another election, to democracy. He did not mention those words.